Ooh, I've returned. Let's see here. Let me make sure the music's not too loud. Kinda just needs to be a background thing. There we go. Mana, why is it empty? Oh, that's the Discord channel that I use. The stream thing that I'm using for Discord doesn't render when people use emotes or pictures. It only loads the text. So, like, she sent a message with a couple emotes, and that's why it didn't show up there. Yeah, we're gonna hide that bit. There we go. Alright, and it looks like we got like 5 people that have decided to hang out. Cool. Let's put this to the side. There we go. Hi, welcome back. Welcome back. Ah, that was so much fun. Alright, so we're gonna start drawing some Yuri here in a second. That's gonna be the plan. Do. Need to make sure I have. I opened Kitsu. I need to make sure that's muted. There we go. Yuri peak? Yes! I gotta move these to other monitors. We're gonna load up Krita. Let's see, is there anything sensitive on here? Oh, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Still sort of getting things set up, so bear with me a moment. YouTube crashed as soon as I said Yuri peak. It knows. It knows. Oh my gosh. Lucy, I might go eat now, I think. Sorry. I'll gaze at the art later. Okay, that's okay. I can appreciate you coming by, Lucy. Alright, so I think the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna show off like some of the art that I do. So yeah, people have an idea of like what I kind of work with. Let's change over to here. There we go. Alright, so I've done art like I've done more and less art over the years, depending on the time. I have bursts of doing it, but I have been drawing like off and on for I want to say like 24-ish years. I think something like that. No disrespect, but who/what is a Yuri? Yuri is referring to women loving women. Yep. Girls love. All right, let's see. What's some of my earlier stuff? Honestly, this is some of my earlier things. This was art from a while ago, but like this is stuff that I've done for like friends. I did like portraits for them. This one, I decided to challenge myself and try to see what I could do in MS Paint at the time. This was like one of the first big ones I did. Again, this was a present for somebody who really loves jellyfish and had a particular pair of glasses that she liked. So I ended up drawing all of that. Let's get that sized up a little. So yeah, this is some examples of some of the stuff that I do and started to work on. Well, you like that? Thank you. Here is a character that I was playing for a mecha tabletop game. For those that know, I was playing Lancer. Did I beat the game? If you're referring to Celeste, yes, I did. Got the 100% all the Steam achievements. This one took quite a while, especially for like things like the mecha bits. I also worked on some emotes for some friends. These ended up like translating down not as well as I would have liked, but like I think it still ended up working out pretty good. Very nice, thank you. Working on these eyes took forever. Unfortunately, they don't scale down perfectly when put at a small scale. Very good at art. Ah, thank you. Let's see. I also do some like random daily sketches every so often. Let's see. You might recognize a lot of these from my weight screen. This is when I made my account on the Fediverse. I made my account, and the reception that I got when I joined Fetty was so great that like I felt elated, honestly. So like for the first time in a while, this was like over a year ago. I want to say like a year and a third, like 18 months ago or so. Um, aw, I was so excited after joining Fetty, and like everyone was boosting my introduction post around, and so like I decided to pick up this. I was still using Photoshop at the time. That is one of my favorites on the waiting screen. Aw, everyone comments on this one, and like I drew this in under like a couple hours, just because I was so excited. Can I ask what is the Fediverse? Okay, so you might have heard of Mastodon as like a Twitter alternative. Mastodon is a part of the Fediverse. Um, it is a conjoined network of social media softwares. Um, I have joined a particular instance called Kitsu Club. Think of it like choosing between Gmail or Hotmail, but like they can all still talk to each other, you know. So like I joined Kitsu Club on the Fediverse, and so like I posted this on there. And this also like blew up on when I posted it. I had like my introduction post get shared around, and then this blew up and spread across the Fediverse as well. It was so exciting, and I felt so like humbled. And then I started drawing other things. Like I drew this was I drew this because when I before I joined the Fediverse, I joined RetroSpring, the question and answer site. Um, that is down now, or you can't make an account or use the site anymore. But this was actually where I met Lucy and Mana, and this is actually a drawing of myself and Mana. She, she's a fairy that lives in your computer, so I wanted to do something like this, and I use this as a profile picture a lot. This one is so cute. Aw. Thank you. I drew this one maybe a week after that first like heart one. I think I remember someone commenting that like it captured something that felt so real about like getting up and being all groggy. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I was going for. And of course I have other ones, like quick sketch exercises where I was keeping it intentionally a bit more rough. This was like one of my best friends at the time. Got a quick sketchy one of like myself that I drew once. I believe Rain did an interpretation of this one as like her part of her own practice. It sums you up when you wake up every day. You know, it really I tried to bring forward that like groggy feeling that I often experience too. Especially with like trying to get that hair out of your mouth. Boo, is this another Yuri jump scare? I wanted to play around with kind of magical effects on this one. This is another one that I drew very quickly over the course of like an hour or two. This is one where I had just gotten done um watching Gurren Lagann, and I was heckin' floored by the show. So as soon as I was done watching, I immediately went and drew myself cosplaying as Simon. Again, another like quick, like rough, like 1 or 2 hour sketch. That is myself in Simon's clothes because I liked the outfit. outfit I thought was pink. I also kind of introduced oh, I forget her name. I feel so bad. I need to what's Yoko Littner. I integrated Yoko's like hairstyle with like the chopstick like hairpins in the back and the long ponytail. I loved this one. This is another one I think Rain did an interpretation on. I drew a quick emote for another one of my friends. I want to do more emotes. I want to draw all my own emotes. I think I got a lot better since this particular emote. And then this is one that my I was practicing drawing chibis. And Lily ended up loving this one. This is actually what she has on her profile picture on Kitsu right now. I ended up really being happy with this one, even though it was just like quick practice because I was practicing chibi stuff. And that same document is where I also did the Ryzen. I'm also pretty happy with. Adorable. Thank you. Extremely. Oh. Ryzen, yes. It's another one of, again, one of my best friends. And again, my two best friends. Art I did for one of their birthdays. This is where the heckin' Yuri comes in. Oh my gosh. Let's see. This is where I did some of the ones for Rain. So this project I did with Rain is kind of interesting. So I did a sketch. I drew this sketch, and then I sent it to Rain. Girls, yeah, girls. And so like what we did is we each did a sketch, and then we traded them, so that like the other person could do the color. So I sent her this sketch, and then she did this as her render. This is the color she added to it, and like the effects. Very cool, yeah. Meanwhile, she sent me this sketch, and I was like, okay. When I went to go do the render, this is what I ended up doing. And she referenced that Gurren Lagann cosplay picture that I drew earlier. I also I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was flipping the bird. Never. And this is a, this one I actually did physically. I actually got, this was drawn mostly in ballpoint pen. I used red, black, and blue pens for this. The rain sketch? Oh no. So I drew this, I actually got to see Rain in person. And I gave her the sketch. Or I gave her this drawing. And she ended up framing it. I also drew this for her sometime last year. The scan didn't come out perfect, but I took one of her OCs and did my own interpretation of it. Morning, Ari. I'm glad you could join us. We're doing some art now. There's another present I did for somebody. This is somebody that liked often used like Pikachu for his profile picture. And he loved like breaking out of bounds in games. So like that's supposed to be kind of like a skybox thing. Is that Ultramarine Linux? Yes, it is. Running on the screen. Yep. I run Ultramarine Linux. And this was one that I did for myself. This was a drawing I did for myself a while back. This one's pretty old, but I think this one, like, just getting this far, I didn't have a chance to do shading. But I think just doing the line work and the flat colors ended up taking me, like almost 20 hours. I was much slower back then. Bunny ears, yeah. That last one was a bun boy. And you might notice on this one that the gesture I'm doing with my hand, it's kind of like an I love you gesture. One bun? Yeah. You know, I was a lot slower back then. So we all know you're a dragon, Lian, but what kind of dragon? I'm an electric dragon. I'm an electric dragon girl, more specifically. Let's see. For those on Fetty, they might recognize a couple portraits I did for Amber. This one was a commission I did for Amber. She actually ordered 2 of them, so this is the first one I ended up doing. And then this ended up being the second. I was planning for an artwork of myself when I graduate next year. Oh, that sounds awesome. Amber, one of the famous puppy girls on the Fediverse. So cute. Aw. I think Jenna was like the first person to oh, the huge no thoughts. This is a commission I did for Haru DB, or like Jenna. She was the first person after I joined Fetty to ask to commission me, and I was so grateful. Ah, as a graduation gift? Ah, we'll have to see. I have trouble scheduling things at the moment. We'll see what we can do. The days are just heckin' flying by. You remember that one? Yeah. This was the very first, like, commission I got, heckin', like, paid for. And I was so proud. I was so thankful. Remember to like the stream? If you decide, like, I gotta play the YouTube game. So if you want to like the stream, I would very much appreciate it. Thank you so much, Nikki Lo. I did a bunch of commissions for Kyo as well. So a quick chibi one I did for him. And then I got some full-sized pieces for Kitsu Club. Such as like the big Halloween piece. The background on this took me forever. I'm so glad with how it turned out. Anyways, I'm back to heading to rest. Okay, have a good night, Ari. I hope you rest well. And then the Halloween art for Kitsuge. Kitsuge. I want to point out the heckin' blushing pumpkin. 1 second, I'm gonna get a drink. Remember to hydrate. Yes, hydrate. You may fascinate the fox girls by getting them a Pocky. And then we did one for Kitsu Club's birthday. You love that one? The heckin' Kitsuge Halloween one? Yes. I love how that one turned out so much. Right, and then like Rain originally commissioned me for this piece. She ended up like moving away from it, but now I think this is transitioned into being Rainbot on her Discord. Mana? Oh yeah, no, it worked. Then we're Lian getting confused. You know, I'm a silly lizard. Sometimes I get confused. It's another commission I ended up doing. This person asked for specifically a black sclera on the eyes. Blush looks so cute. Aww. Ah, this one took me forever. Hey, me too. Not lizard, but silly, yes. This was back when the whole, like, Hetz nerd thing was going on. I decided to draw this. This one took me... I think it ended up taking me about 13 hours in total. You back? Oh my gosh. Welcome back. Although this one is with my ex, which is less relevant now. Though this ended up feeling pretty good. I watched the YouTube where you speed painted that? Wait, I just realized it's a Hetz nerd reference? Yes. Yes, it is. And then we move on to the stuff I'm doing nowadays. So, let's see here. Oh. Chef kiss, all the girls kissed, yeah. So first we have, again, this is the pride flag I drew for, it's actually what's in the background now. For my pride flag for me and Lily. I like identifying as with the rose, and obviously Lily identifies with the lily. And also, like, 6 and 7 are important numbers for us, so, like, I have 6 leaves on the stem for the rose and, like, 7 lily petals. I ended up drawing this in call with Lily without her knowledge and kind of like surprised her with it. It was so fun. And then I drew this one for us cuddling. Generally being heckin' gay girls. The flowers look so cute. Thank you! Thank you! At this point, we were still exploring Lily as my heckin' fox girl. Not the only time you've done that, yes. Oh, I forget the other times right now. Oops. And then the most recent one is heckin' this one. I did for our anniversary. I mailed this one to her in a box with a bunch of other like yearny things. Your favorite on the weight screen? Aw, that's awesome. And I have I should probably maybe I should like post this as like its own video, but I have the speed paint for this one too. There's something addicting about watching my own speed paints. I don't know. Was this in the box? Yes, it was. I sent her a couple prints. This one took a while, but it was totally worth it. It was so yearning. Yeah. It is very satisfying. Oh my gosh. To watch the thing get done so quickly? Yeah. This is like one of the heckin' doodles that I put on top of the screen. This is Lily and I. Do I live near Lily? That's not something I'm necessarily going to share on stream, but like we are long distance. And then we go to... I started working on like my character design. Aww. I started working on my character design. This was like one of the first drafts of my character design. This is what went into the model that I'm using now. So this was just me exploring my design a little bit, and then eventually it progressed to some gesture drawings to kind of figure out the expressions I wanted to go with. And then I did a full turnaround for my outfit. Now, one thing about this model is it actually doesn't include the feet, because I never intended to show like below that point. But that is something I might have to fix in the near future. And then after figuring out the whole design, that's when I ended up kind of landing on this. And this is what I obviously ended up drawing. Complete with like the tail flick and everything. I still really, really, really adore how like this little sketch version came out. I also really like how the final render came out, but there's something about this, I think, that it still like appeals to me a lot. And then obviously it turned into this being the final product. I ended up exporting this in a bunch of pieces and then put this into PNGTuber to kind of do the full animation. It's adorable, that's all I need to say. Absolutely adorable, I cannot love it more. Aww. So at least up to this point, this ended up being obviously a lot of like show and tell. But like now we're gonna go into what I'm gonna be drawing today, or at least starting to draw. I ended up talking with Lily last night about what she wants to do. Hi, tree chickens. I finished Celeste earlier today, like the Steam 100%. The VOD for that should be available at this point, or at least here soon. All right, so I got the project for my character's design. Of course, like I can adjust all like the layers and such. I had so many like pieces to this. Dragon Girl shows her treasures real. Oh. Let's go back though. Yeah, I clicked on it. It must have finished not too long ago. Yeah. I ended up closing the stream and then reopening it to do the art stream. This is one of the only other pieces I've done recently. I took a random prompt, and what they gave me was like scary robot kitty girl. And I'm like, okay. And I tried my best with it. I do want to give it at least some basic color soon, but that's probably going to be another day. But more pertinently, this is another one of my more recent ones. Oh yeah, this is another one. Lily and I were hanging out in call, and she had no idea that I had Krita open and was scribbling. Yeah, congrats. It took me a good 60 hours to do it, and it ain't easy at all. Yeah, no. It was heckin' fulfilling. I think my final count ended up coming in at just under 48 hours. But yeah, I sketched this, so like, Lily told me that she started feeling a little bit more bunny than fox. So I'm like, okay. I opened up Krita, without telling her, and started scribbling this. This happened in the course of like about an hour. And then I showed her and she's like, oh my, like, she like felt, if I remember right, she said she felt like really like, she felt seen by it. At this point, Lily should just automatically assume that you're both on call and that you're doing art. I wasn't sure if it was a bunny or a fox. Honestly, we're gonna kind of end up going for maybe a blend between the two. A lot of the earlier drawings I did for her was in more of like a fox mode. This one I was exploring a bun mode. It's so cute. Aw. So she really, really liked this one. So I wanted to draw something that kind of more reflected this sort of thing. And so, it spoke to you? Yes. So now, I worked with her a little bit last night on starting to get her design fleshed out. Foxy or Buox? So I started trying out some other ideas. We're gonna get rid of the reference image for a bit. We ended up more fully fleshing out the right side idea, and this is what we're gonna end up going with. None of these are at lower opacity, right? Okay, good. Let me get myself all set up. I gotta get my tablet over. But yeah, right now the idea is looking like, you know, we're gonna swap to a bunny girl, but we're still gonna keep like a fox tail. Let's see, is my tablet working? Yes, good. But yeah, we're gonna keep closer to this side. I think mixes between animals are so cool. I'm only an Arctic fox myself, but when someone offered to draw me one for me, it felt amazing. Yeah, it felt like being seen. Aw. So yeah, we decided on this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and layer that one out from the group. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do that. Merge group. Alright, so this is gonna be the reference we'll work with. And then I also worked on giving her. They're very light right now because I want to do some quick gesture drawings. I'm gonna draw it in such a way that it can sit next to mine, and still it both works by sitting next to my model, but then can also work on its own if she decides to do something on her own. These are just some quick gesture sketches that took maybe 30 seconds to a minute, where I was exploring what we're gonna do. And what we ended up deciding on is this lower left one, where we're gonna cross her legs and have her sitting next to me. Sounds like, after the stream, I'm gonna read some Yuri. Sounds like a good after-stream activity? Yes. Yuri is hecking peak. Again, Lily and I started watching a new Yuri anime last night, and we're kind of hooked. YouTube crashed again when you said Yuri. Why is YouTube being so heckin' rude? Oh my gosh. Also super cute having your two models able to be drawn together. Aww. Honestly, I haven't read any Yuri or Yaoi in a long time. Me too, honestly. I need to read more Yuri. Alright, so we ended up deciding there's other other poses that I end up really liking. But we've decided we're gonna go with this. We're gonna go with the bun ears and the tail and the big kitsu tail. Hello, I am the Yuri. Yes, you are, I suppose. Scale that down and put that up here to be part of my reference. All right, and this will be the stream for the last little bit. I think I'll go for maybe a couple hours. We'll at least get started. I'm gonna draw her in such a way to be able to sit next to me. I'm not familiar with that term. Let me see. Oh, that's a Toho character? Just peak incarnate. Alright. Is it this one gonna be my sketch layer? Yeah, okay. I need that to be above. And I have mine here just to kind of be able to tell where everything's gonna sit. Coming in a few months? Heck yeah. That's awesome. I'm not entirely sure how often I'm gonna end up doing like things like art streams, but if it's something that ends up like working out pretty well, I would absolutely love to do it more often. I just got uh, a a critical telegram to Lily request to make sure we keep the Pete's. Yes, I'm gonna stretch the canvas down and make sure I get her Pete's in. Never been on an art streaming before. It sounds really chill. I think it is. Let me get this going again. There we go. Also, I could use some chill right now. Had some stressful games of Hypixel Bed Wars. You know, oh. Again, Lily being adorable in my DMs right now. But it's getting shipped off next month. Oh. But yeah, for those that don't know, Lily is the heckin' best. Definitely I need to bring this canvas size down. Like, let's see. Anchor at the top. Let's go down to 4,000. We're gonna need more than that. Hey! Yeah, I think, I talked about it a little bit at the end of, like, the Celeste stream. But I think one of the things I would like to kind of determine is what I'm gonna want to play for stream next, because I definitely want to have another game that I'm working on. And I'm at this point I'm thinking like either like Getting Over It or Hollow Knight or maybe Deltarune if it's like, you know, if people are really into me seeing that. You recommend Hollow Knight? It is one that I've been meaning to play for years. Though Hollow Knight 100% is a bit hard, much more than Celeste 100%. Really? Celeste is like, you know, I play some difficult games. Like I'm not shy to that sort of thing. But like Celeste has asked more of me than I'm like used to games asking for. If Hollow Knight really is harder though, like that honestly sounds appealing. I like me some difficult games. Maybe not when it gets like so much to the point that, like, I don't know. I don't know when it starts getting to the point of, like, needing, like, frame perfect stuff. Yeah, Hollow Knight 100% has achievements for speedruns and hardcore mode. Oh. So you need to, like, complete the game 100% without dying? Ooh. But the base game isn't that difficult IMO. Yeah, no, I've played a lot of the Souls series. I played Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, a little bit of 2, and I finished... Out of the games I've finished, rather, I should say I've finished Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, and Bloodborne. At this point, I don't really feel like the Souls games, like, are that demanding. TBH. So yeah, it really feels like Hollow Knight is going to be a big contender for what I play next, I think. In that case. Learning that, I think, is going to be interesting. The only games I've really played are rhythm games and roguelikes. ACL, other than Celeste and Minecraft. I have played rhythm games. I do love rhythm games. I'm not, like, you know, the best at rhythm games, but I do really love them. Honestly, I found the base game easy and most of the challenges was in the DLC. Oh. So I have some suggestions if you want to try them, but they're an acquired taste, so I'll definitely hear you out. I think there's definitely some games that I feel like, you know, I'd be open to trying if it's something that people would like to see. As far as rhythm games go, I know it's not the best rhythm game out there, like, mechanically speaking. But, like, I've been playing a lot of, like, Friday Night Funkin'. I do enjoy that game. Although, I want to do more, like, Step Mania for exercise, too. Imagine trying to play Celeste on a dance pad. I do have a dance pad. For rhythm games and stuff that would work okay on stream, I think A Dance of Fire and Ice and Rhythm Doctor are amazing, both by the same company. Oh, I've played some of the base game for Dance of Fire and Ice. I did enjoy that quite a bit. And I have Rhythm Doctor in my library. I've been thinking about playing that one soon, actually. World's greatest exercise? You know, I love doing Step Mania as exercise. Because, like, I have a hard time doing, like, regular, like, set aside time and do, like, exercise. Like, I get bored. Um, just doing reps and stuff. But if I trick myself into trying to go for, like, high scores and such, suddenly I'm into it and I'm like driven and will like push. You know, some of the healthiest I've ever been has been when I was playing a lot of DDR and Stepmania. Yeah, I get that. I gotta gamify tasks in order to do them. Apparently it's an ADHD thing. I would not be surprised. I am not formally diagnosed, but I definitely think I have ADHD. There are so many things that ADHD talk about that's like, yep, that's the same thing for me. Yep, 100%. I'll say, if you have a VR headset, you can't go wrong with Beat Saber, of course. I have not tried that. I do not have a VR headset yet. That is something that, like, I would like to try. And honestly, like, I would, like, be kind of interested in trying, like, maybe VR chat. Quite good, if I say so myself. Oh. Like, honestly, I've seen a lot of Beat Saber. It looks interesting. I have not tried it yet. Yeah, classic VR stuff. I've only ever tried VR once so far, and it's because I went to a mall once that had that was specific a mall that had a store that was specifically like, kind of a VR arcade thing. You could like, put on a headset and like, play some of like the VR setups that they had. And like I had a lot of fun. But that was my only experience because I don't have a VR headset myself. Never got into VR chat myself, though. I have a game called The Last Clockwinder, and it is a superb game. Oh. Honestly, it's, coming from someone that is also a rhythm game fan, that sounds appealing. I can't do VR, I get sick, not motion sick, but generally becoming unable to move after being in VR for more than 20 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. That has to suck. Aw, my condolences. Honestly, I might have to, like, stretch the thing upward a little bit, even. Actually. I literally had to sit down and lean against my bed while still in VR just to gather myself. Aw. Ah. I can only imagine. Oh my gosh. I gotta use some big ears, so I gotta stretch the canvas even more. Yeah, not doing VR anymore. Yeah, no, like, definitely take care of yourself. Don't want anyone getting hurt. Also, hydrate reminder. Yeah, gotta get the big bunny ears. Tippity-pitty-bam. So each time I go to write a message, you finish some massive section. It's looking so cool. Aw. Thank you. I'm trying my best. I love character designs with comically large details in the head. Shout out to witches with massive hats. Absolutely. You gotta have the big hat. Even just the basic sketch of this looks amazing. Oh, thank you! Oh my gosh. Gotta lean this arm back a little bit. If the hat isn't 1/3 of my height, I ain't wearing it. True. True. Who wouldn't want to be a witch, though? They have so many cool perks. You know, like, honestly, witches are cool. Absolutely. If I can't curl up into a ball and hide in the hat, it ain't big enough. 100%. One of the things for this image that we talked about is just like my tail, like you'll see every once in a while like flicks with the model. I have that attached to the blinking animation. We're planning on doing the same thing with hers. Have the big like foxtail like flick every so often. Love it. I'm glad. Lily was a big fan of the idea too. Yeah, no. There's an emote on Fetty that we have. It's just like, you know, a fox girl like acting like being all hyper and like wagging her tail. And it's heckin' cute. I love it. What to do with the second, like, left arm is eluding me. Oh, I think I'll just, like, gay it out a little bit. Oh yeah, I don't know if you play any Minecraft, but there's a mod called Customizable Player Models where you can make anything and have that be what you play as and set animations for it as well. I only played Minecraft like a couple times years ago. Like I played enough to like, you know, finish in quotes, beat the Ender Dragon and all that. But I wouldn't really say I'm like, I haven't played a ton of Minecraft. I know Rain plays an open source alternative to Minecraft a lot. I think it's Vox Libre. And I think if I were to consider playing Minecraft, it would probably take the form of joining Rain and playing that. And for those that don't know, where is Rain's channel? I have Rain as one of my mods. Rain is talked about a lot. They've renamed it to Loanti? Oh, okay. I missed... Ah! I saw a message from Autumn saying, like, they missed the end of Celeste. Ah, dang. I'm gonna have to, like, go onto her Discord, find her. There we go. Found it. Yeah, there's Rain. She's done quite a bit of content on Luanti/Vox Libre. And she's probably the person that I would play with if I were to try it. I searched for the game and Rain showed up as the top result. Heck yeah! Rain getting that SEO. I think I need an opinion from Lily real quick. Do you like what I've done with the ears so far, or do you want it to be more like what I kind of ended up doing over on the first rough sketch we talked about? When you, if you have a moment, of course. The radical, yeah, Rain, the radical dame, yeah. She does well with that, I think. I'm liking where it's going. A tiny bit bigger. Okay, okay. We can do that. Big ears. The only limit to how the big ears it can, how big the ears can be is the size of the canvas. Well, not even the size of the canvas is a limitation, my friend. And let me tell you, the world is a canvas. Yes, the world is second my canvas. There we go. It's a little larger. I need to get this ear up to match. There we go. I might have to skedaddle soon. It's getting late. It's looking amazing right now, though. I'm glad other people understand that feeling of being seen through art like this. It's incredible. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming by, Tree Chickens. It's been wonderful to have you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm getting more More requests. Make the ears soft and fluffy. Yes, absolutely will. It's morning for you. We have viewers from around the world. Yuri is a global phenomenon. Phenomena. Let's see. Let's try to form legs up a little bit more. I'll definitely have to come back, and I'll perhaps, because we're definitely working on just the rough sketch for now. I'm probably going to be ending up working on this quite a bit more on my own time, I think. But we'll definitely come back and do, like, maybe a finishing up stream at some point, too. Because just hanging around and chatting is also fun. There we go. I'm just glad I can be here. I feel so good watching both inside and out. Aw. It's fucking awesome to hear. Oh my gosh. Bunny heart. Ah, there she is. My best bunny. Alright, so I'm sitting here thinking about... This is eventually going to be another PNGTuber model, similar to my own. And I need to piece this out in a few different ways. Okay. I'm just trying to imagine like how I'm gonna need to like kind of layer this out. I think I can turn off that reference. I think I'm enjoying where this is kind of landing at the moment. I don't think I've ever seen a mix between a fox and a bunny. Well, I guess it's the first time for perfection. I agree. Lily is quite perfect. Like, I was telling her I really wanted her to have the big floofy tail because I want to hug the big floofy tail. I'm okay. Alright. Do I need any more details? Oh, right. I need to... I wanted to give her a hair ornament thing similar to what I have. He's gonna have a hair ornament for the moon. Crescent moon, yes. Gotta have the crescent moon. My moon bunny fops. want there to be a little bit more smile in her talking. Do 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 do. Okay, and then I need to include more of the two-tone, because we're going to be going with two-tone colors. It's gonna look so good in the end. Well, it already looks so good. Aw. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh. I'm excited for her to have a model too. Heckin' sucks, dude. I have more work, like, the work hecking scheduled me for more hours, like, the next couple weeks. Heckin' criminal. Alright. Alright, sweetheart. I'm wondering if you have any comments on this so far. Hi, happy Not Pride Month. You gotta be proud all year long. Have an amazing day, you're awesome. Thank you, Dayflex. Awesome to hear you come by. I hope you're having a wonderful day as well. And it is Disability Pride. Fun fact that's not related to anything going on. Pineapples actually contain flesh-eating acid, so whenever you eat a pineapple, it's also eating you. I can PvP with the pineapples. Pineapples have PvP enabled. All right, the necklace. We're gonna do a necklace. Ooh, the necklace might... I'll just do it this way. I'm liking how it's shaping up. I personally might make the moon pin slightly smaller. And the tail slightly smoother. It's looking good. Okay, okay. Yeah, no. Like a smaller moon pin will probably help match with mine a bit better. Try to get something that matches mine a bit more. Something like that. And the tail smoother. Okay. I'll admit, not entirely sure how to interpret that one. Just get rid of like the angle that's here. Oh yeah, just this part near the bottom. Okay, yeah, that one I didn't quite catch it. That was so angled. It was heckin' shaped. Shaped parentheses questionable. There you go. There we go. Awesome. Alright. Do. I want to get this leg a bit more slender looking. me now realizing just how many like interlocking like layer pieces I'm gonna have to make. No, it's completely okay though. I could love this. One of the other things I've been thinking of is we got, so we just got done with like the Celeste playthrough. One of the things I'm thinking I want to do is I think I want to make a video kind of like detailing my experience playing Celeste. And like in particular sharing what the experience has been like putting it on stream. That's something I might start working on here soon. Don't forget to save. Oh, absolutely. Good reminder, sweetheart. But I think... it's just like, that's something I might actually want to do. I don't know how often I'm going to be able to do, like... actual, like... video content stuff. Because, like... it's something that takes a lot of work, right? But, like, I think I want to share this one. Don't want to lose hours of progress. I'd honestly cry. Well, it's only been like an hour, to be fair, but like, no, I definitely get that. Yes, but if you didn't save for an extended period and then it crashed or something, it would have been hours. Ah, no, you're right. You're right. But I think we're there. All right. Need to add little, like, fluff spots. There we go. If I remember right, I think my darling sent me another reference a while back that I need to go look at again. Because she wants to go really fluffy on the ears. I'm gonna try something else real quick. Like we could round the ears out a little more. I don't know how that ended up working. Maybe we stay a bit more pointed. A bit more rounded at the ends. Yeah, we could try that. Just merge those. It would end up looking something that-ish. Hmm? Is that an approval? Choo 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 choo. I think so. It might maybe bring the right side here a little bit closer to the other. Let's see. So let's see. I'm not sure I'm interpreting that correctly. Like, your right ear or the ear on our right? Also, I'm thinking make sections of the hair bigger. Might be misreading the sketch. Maybe I could define the hair a little more. Yeah, how was Strem? Strem was good. We ended up finishing the Moonberry. It took me about like another, I think, it ended up being like 45 minutes or so. But yeah, it worked out pretty well, I think. Now we're just vibing and I'm working on a similar model for Lily. I ended up showing a bunch of the art that I had made over the years. And yeah, there was also a lot of discussion on what game I was going to stream next. There's been a lot of talk about either Deltarune or Hollow Knight. Wait, now you see it wasn't seeing the hair right? Okay. Okay, good. I'm glad we got that sorted. Yeah, I think you just needed rest to absorb the room. No, that's completely correct. I ended up like I even said like while we were doing it that like the muscle memory got encoded into me a lot more. Like it was a lot more effortless today, even like getting through the parts that I'd already been in. Like, once I got my practice back, like I got like I got consistent attempts at bleh words. Consistent attempts at that final jellyfish bit with the updraft. Again, face shapes are always a struggle for me. The tiniest differences always lead to... always huge. There we go. Yeah, I'm realizing that learning hard rooms is a lot like studying for exams. Helps a ton to work on your memory and focus. Yeah, yeah. I think we were even talking about, like, the last stream. I was sitting there like, yeah, I'm probably gonna, like, sleep on it a bit, and then, like, it's gonna end up being a lot easier. It definitely went, like, it wasn't instant, but, like, I got back into it and we finished it up pretty quickly. And then I did the Pico 8 stuff. So, all of the Steam achievements are done. I'm so happy with that. Yeah, and that ended up taking, like, 20 minutes. There actually wasn't that much more to the Pico thing, the Pico 8 thing, than, like, I thought there was. It felt like I already did, like, a third of it the first time we came across it. Looking forward to catching up. Gotta go AFK? Well, thank you for dropping by. Glad to have you. Alright. Also, might not be able to hear stream clearly for a bit. Okay, darling. Sounds good. Yeah, I think I'm only gonna go for another maybe like 20 minutes today. Not as like definitely not as long as the stream as usual, but I've been going kind of hard on the last few. Do. I think we're good to start line work. I don't think I'm going to get through very much of it in the next 20 minutes, but we can get started. I definitely want to increase the size of it. There we go, okay. Hello there. I'm glad you stopped by. We're probably not gonna go for too much longer. Got another 20 minutes. But yeah, I'm just sitting here doing some drawing. I'm at an inking stage right now. Actually, I need to tackle this in a different order. Right. Okay. Let's see. Let's try to go back to front. First, I'll try to do the part that's definitely going to be in the far back. I hope your day's been going well. It's so good. Oh, thank you. At the start of this stream, I ended up showing off a lot of like my previous like portfolio. If you're interested. I just saw some of the drawings you showed earlier, and you draw so well. Aw, thank you so much. Aw, that's so kind. Aw. I appreciate that. Aw. Do you think the last, like, month of me streaming was, like, going through... It was going through all of, like, Celeste. And then I'm like, oh, let's change the pace. I'm gonna draw something. This won't be visible in the final, like when the model is put together, but close the line regardless. Big floofy tail. You play Celeste too? I had just played Celeste. The stream I did earlier today was me finishing the last of the Steam achievements for Celeste. I had just 100%ed the game today with an asterisk. I didn't get all the golden strawberries, but I just finished everything else. Well, that's so cool. Congrats. Thank you so much. It was a really fun, like, month of streams. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. There's a lot of noise going on. Oh, my avatar is wigging out. There we go. Like a street cleaner going by. Lian, I can't express enough how much your stream has affected me positively. Thanks to you, I finally found a place where I can come out, even if only to a small group. It's made me feel so great. Aw. No, I'm really glad. Hesitate. That, like, that's something that, like, I wouldn't have imagined in my wildest dreams, that, like, my first, like, few streams would have, like, helped somebody, like, come out and be their genuine self. That is, like, amazing to hear. It took me 10 minutes to fit into the character limit. Ah, the struggle. Oh my gosh. I'd recommend you play some mods after 100%ing the game. Like Spring Collab or Strawberry Jam Collab, they're really good. Or even the D-sides. That's something that's been talked about a lot on the streams leading up to now. And I am interested, though I might save those for a later time. I think I do want to take a little bit of a break from Celeste. Over the last few weeks, I have just, like, dropped, like, 48 hours of gameplay into Celeste. You know, it had been my, like, primary time sink for, like, the last few weeks. Right now, the recommendations that I'm considering are Hollow Knight, maybe Deltarune. That one's a hard maybe right now. Or, like, Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. I had to rewrite that 5 times just so it could fit into the character limit. Oh, that's fair. That's okay. Genuinely, thank you. No, you're so welcome. I like, trust me. Like, I was closeted, you know, knowing that I was trans about 20 years. And that was hecking miserable. And, like, the relief that I felt when I was able to finally come out to my friends, like, that helped me so much. Being able to be myself has, like, changed my life forever, for the positive. My Celeste addiction is just eating up all my free time. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, taking a break is good too. We should definitely play Deltarune. Yeah. I think right now, I am leaning most towards maybe playing Hollow Knight. I think, based on what I've seen from Getting Over It, I might, like, find that to be like a funny like one or two off stream. I don't know how long it actually is. I'm thinking about that one too. Less than 10 years in the closet messed me up. I can't imagine what 20 years must be like. So like, I grew up in a family where I was sitting there like looking at it being like, no, they are definitely not going to accept me. Definitely not. Like my extended family, I mean. My immediate family, I feel like, would have been fine, but I was scared about my extended family. And so like, I didn't know anyone else who was queer for that whole time. It was horrible. And even once I found a queer group to hang out with, it still took me several years to work up the courage. But like the entire time I was being all dysphoric and stuff, and like yeah, no. It was such a relief. It had become so automatic too. Like automatic, like just going along like day by day. But like breaking free of that cycle, it helped me so much. Still not coming out to friends and family yet, not brave enough yet, but at least I could be myself here. Yeah, no. Definitely you want to be safe. And, you know, like the thing is, like, when you come out, you have to be ready for any possibility. Like, you have to be prepared for the possibility that they, like, might not accept you. It's like, if it's not safe to come out to somebody, you don't have to. Not everyone has an obligation to know, you know? Or you don't have an obligation to tell absolutely everybody. I'm thankfully out to, like, pretty much everyone in my life now. So, like, to pretty much everyone, I can be myself. But it took a while to get to that point. Credo, I've only come out to friends and immediate family so far, and only because I know they're accepting. Yeah, no. You need to come out to people who you feel safe around, who you feel comfortable around. And yeah, like, especially if you're dependent on somebody to get by, like, for, like, you know, being able to have shelter and stuff, like, disrupting that can be dangerous. For me, I had to get to the point where I was self-sufficient and living on my own to finally feel safe and motivated enough to finally come out. And the last several years, it's been, like, me trying to, like, do my work on my transition. And, you know, do all the things that would actually, like, you know, bring me happiness. Like, all the surgeries that I've been wanting, like, getting on HRT, all that stuff. We are getting pretty close to the end of stream time, though, so... I think, if there's any particular, like, things that folks want to ask me, I'll be happy to, like, answer a few questions for the end of stream. But yeah. We'll close this up, and I think I'm gonna work on, like, the bulk of, like, lining out this drawing. Off stream. the next couple weeks because I definitely want to get that. I want to get this done for my Lily pretty quickly. At least as much as I can manage. Funnily enough, my parents have a problem with me being agnostic, but not with me being queer. That's a strange one. I'm like, I'm atheist-leaning agnostic, coming from a Mormon family, so like that makes sense. That makes sense, rather. I appreciate that. You know, I'm happy to talk about queer things. That's like, you know, that's a part of life for a lot of us. I do try to keep the stream PG-13, even while talking about serious things. So I definitely appreciate that. Alright. I wanna, like, I can round this out a little more. There we go. Alright, bye. Gotta prepare for a math presentation. Okay. Have a good luck. Or, bleh, good luck. I hope it goes well. I'm gonna be closing things up here real soon, so you're not gonna miss much. See you, Credo. Good luck. Thank you. Oh yeah, well, good luck for the math presentation. That was probably a response to Credo. Alright, I think we're good there for now. I'm gonna save my work. Good music? You know. Kevin MacLeod does some good stuff. I'm gonna switch to the Hangout screen for now to round things out. Alright. For everyone that came by today, thank you so much. It was so much fun finishing Celeste and getting to show some of my art. You know, looking awesome. Thank you, darling. I'm glad you approve. The most important opinion right there. But yeah, thank you for dropping by. You all have made this so much fun. The next stream is going to be on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, for real this time, because I don't have any appointments on Sunday. I am going to, shortly after I end the stream, I think I'm going to go put a post on my channel with a poll. I think I can do that to gauge some interest on what people would be interested in seeing. Drawings are so good. Thank you. But yeah, if you're interested in kind of like voicing what would be most interesting, I can't guarantee that I'll go with the top pick, but I will take, you know, I'll take the poll into heavy consideration, at least. Yeah. For those that want to catch me on socials, I am Lian Sirenia on Blue Sky, Tumblr, and on the Fediverse over at Kitsu Club. You can just search Lian Sirenia in any of those places, and you should be able to find me. Alright. I hope everyone that's come by has had as much fun as I have. It's been great, and I'm gonna go ahead and skedaddle away to go get some food and some rest. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and thank you so much! Cheers! Oh wait, no, my standard thing is bye-bye!